Lunchtime. Remove lid and remove cheese container inside package. Water. Heat. Rip. Pour. Stir. Delicious. Let's talk about anger and being angry, just in general. I don't know the science behind emotions and what part of the brain emotions come from. I've never taken a psychology class or anything like that. Anger is just a particularly interesting emotion to me because it has a completely different effect on the world depending on the person. I mean, yeah, for the most part, anger and getting angry and upset about situations doesn't really help at all. But if you're like an intimidating person, getting angry about stuff can be a big benefit to you. And by intimidating, I don't necessarily mean physically large. I just mean someone who gives off sort of an uneasy, unstable sort of vibe. I'm not one of these people. When you look at me as the example, whenever I get angry or upset about anything, it has no effect on the world. Look at me, I'm an average height teenage boy and slightly underweight. That's not very intimidating. Really, if you do something that pisses me off or makes me upset, what am I gonna do? And because everybody's brain just automatically goes to that rationale, if I get mad or upset about something, then no one's gonna take it seriously. Given someone like me, you can't take them seriously when they get angry or mad because they don't give off any sort of intimidating vibe. For years, until I was like 14, I would lose my head all the time and get really mad about little things like every day, and it never helped. I don't really know what the reason is in particular. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that I'm relatively skinny and I'm relatively harmless and relatively friendly, or maybe it's a combination of all those things. It doesn't really matter why. My point is that I've never really been taken seriously when I was angry or upset about something. The biggest, most serious reaction I think I've ever gotten is like a slight chuckle. I came to this realization that being mad does nothing for me at around 13, 14, and I'm grateful for that. By realizing this so early into my teenage years, I was able to correct it relatively quickly. Now I'm 17 and I rarely get really angry about things, and that's for my benefit. I think the most angry and stressed I've been in a while was in yesterday's video. You know, when I was 12, 13, 14, I always wished that I was this big, hulking, intimidating person so that I could get a reaction and that people would take me seriously if I got mad at them. That way, if someone pissed me off in any way, I could show them the error of their ways and they would listen. I always wondered why Bruce Banner always did his best to keep himself from getting angry, because when people pissed him off, they learned their lesson. By thinking about my situation like that, I think the Incredible Hulk might have indirectly taught me a very important lesson. Getting angry and upset about everything, no matter how small or large you are, doesn't solve anything. If you yell and scream all the time, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if the people on the other end are laughing at you or trembling in fear. You still look like a douche. And since I was about 14, I found that remaining calm and level in any situation where you would usually get angry is usually a lot better and gives you a lot more control over the situation. Like I said, I came to this realization basically by chance at like 12, 13, 14-ish years old, and I'm so grateful for that. I cannot imagine what my life would be like right now if I hadn't thought of that. I guess I can sort of see what my life would be like because I have a friend who's about 19 years old and clearly never came to this realization. Like me, he is very skinny and unintimidating, but unlike me, he gets angry and upset about everything. The tiniest thing will set this guy off, and the biggest reaction he ever gets is laughter because he's 19 and he can't hold it together. And I think it's worth mentioning that the older the unintimidating person is, the worse it gets. Since this guy gets incredibly angry and upset about everything but is completely harmless, he commands no respect and no attention and receives none of it in his daily life. It just makes me feel much more grateful that I sort of figured this out at a much earlier age so that I could fix myself for today. It's kind of like when you were a kid and you were asked if you could have one superpower, which one would you choose? And you always picked something physical and strength related. I want to have super strength, I want to have super speed, I want to be able to fly. But when you're asked that same question today, you're more likely to answer something mind or brain related. At least I know I am, like, you know, mind reading or telekinesis or something. I don't know, there was a metaphor in this superhero thing somewhere, you figure it out.